Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 47 of Gamestack Podcast. Can you believe it, guys? 47 episodes. That's a bunch of episodes.
Crazy.
I'm really
Guys,
proud of us.
I never get tired of that intro. It's so good every
It's
time.
really good. It's a really good song. I'm Shalene. If you're new here, hello. Nice to meet you. And joining me is Rick McVick
Hi, everybody.
and Vendertron.
Aloha. Happy Friday.
How are you doing, friends?
Oh, well, it was a busy day today.
That well, huh?
I am getting back into the school swing of things just when I thought I was finished with it forever. Nope. So,
It rears its
Yep.
ugly head.
How about you, Rick?
It's been a day. It continues to be a day, but I have a long week ahead of me. A long weekend ahead of me, and then a short weekend, and then a long weekend. So
Perfect.
Yep.
How are you doing, Shalene?
I'm okay. Yeah, hanging in there.
One
Yeah.
more okay and I won't believe you.
I'm fine.
I'm fine. I'm fine. It's fine.
But yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm glad to
Excellent.
be here with you guys, and yeah, we're gonna do a podcast. So this is Gamestack Podcast, and we talk about some gaming news. Of course, the gaming news of this week is not all the greatest news of all, but we're gonna cover it. It's important, and we feel like we need to talk about it. But I
Yes.
do want
be a
to
genuinely happy episode.
right. Yes, parts of this episode are going to be a little dark. But I do want to give a little bit of a content warning right off the top of the show, because I know some people listen with small children, some people may have sensitivities that others don't. And we are going to be talking about alleged sexual assault during this episode. Nothing graphic or descriptive, but we will be discussing alleged sexual assaults. So if that is something that you do not want to listen to, this is not the episode for you. You'll want to bail out before we start the news. So just to let you know.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to bail out, if you're going to stick with us, you can host this on Twitch if you're watching live, and we would appreciate it if you spread the word about our fine little podcast and helped it grow by telling your friends and your grandma and your grandma's friends. Maybe you could have her cross-stitch us a sampler, a little
Yeah,
Gamestack sampler.
Put it on the big screen at the home for all of Grandma's friends to watch.
Yes. Hello
Yeah.
to Grandma and all of her friends. Speaking of grandmas, mine turned 91 this week.
Hey.
Yes, that's why I had to bail out on GTA last night.
Oh, really?
She was very clear, so we decided to have her birthday right then. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I was thinking like maybe you forgot that it was like your show was on or something and you had to go.
No. She was very aware. You know, she was very
Perfect
lucid.
timing.
So we thought now's the time to have a birthday. So
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, Grandma's 91. She's the best.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's that grandma show for this week. And somehow this show has gotten some 5-star reviews. Don't ask me how, but we do like to thank our 5-star reviewers for leaving us those. Vendertron, tell us who we're thanking.
Yeah, we have one 5-star review shout out that we want to mention this week, and that comes from Luda Bagel, which I think may be the rival to our guest in the Discord, Luda Bega.
I believe that's actually an alias of Luda Vega.
Oh, okay. Well, they say finally figured out iTunes reviews. Only took me a year and a half. Turtling hard. Thanks so much for putting your energy into creating something enjoyable for the world. Too much effort goes into profit-focused organizations and the waste that surrounds it. It's folks like you that make the world go round, and I fully support your efforts. That's probably one of the nicest things anyone's ever said to us.
And if it's folks like us that make the world go round, we're in for a world of hurt.
I know.
Poor world.
It must not be turning very fast.
That explains a lot about the problems
Polar
the Earth
shifting.
is facing.
Like the sands of the hourglass, Shalene. These are the days of our life is strange.
Oh dear. We do have some new additions as well to our ever-growing Discord family. Welcome them to the family, Vendertron.
Yeah, we'd like to send a big warm welcome out to Overcast, who just joined the Discord, aka Chat After Dark. That's all we had over the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
So I don't know.
Just 1 week, because we do the
over 1
Discord
week.
with the Discord people every week.
Yeah, that's all we had over 1 week. So I guess everybody just took holidays or something, and
Summer, back to school.
Yeah,
maybe
that's exactly
everyone
it.
in the world has already joined our Discord, and
It's possible.
And Overcast
Yeah.
is the last
There's been
one
some
left.
sort of apocalypse.
Yeah, I hope not.
In the world.
That's, yeah. If you would like to join the Discord with the rest of the world, all you have to do is scroll down just below Rick there. There's a little link that says Discord. And if you click on that, you can get right in there. If you're listening after the fact, you can find our link right here on the Twitch page. Or also you can send us a personal message on any social media platform, and we will make sure you get the link.
But not too personal of a message.
Yes, not too personal of a message. We want to provide you the link. We don't want to ban you,
Yes.
Get super personal.
But you know what? We've been doing an intro for 5 minutes now, but that's not all we have in store. We're going to talk about some news. It is that time, everybody's favorite time of year, the most wonderful time of the year. The new releases list is 9 pages long. I hope that Rick has got a nice throat lozenge.
Yeah.
Maybe some tea with honey.
Yeah, we might have to take shift changes. So here's a funny. What is that? Is that wood glue?
Yep.
I don't think that's gonna help you, buddy.
And we are gonna talk.
Get the funk out.
You guys, goodness.
At my at the graduation ceremonies here at my university, they have 2 or 3 people because the list of graduates is so long. They have to shift change.
Wow.
So that the other person can take a break and drink some water, and then they. Yeah. Anyways.
Is there a work horn that's and then
Then they clock in at the old-fashioned time clock.
Yeah, it's pretty seamless actually. Suddenly the voice goes from a man to a woman, and you're like, oh, did they get a sex change? Oh no, they just switched. Okay.
Yeah.
Please welcome to the stage, Bethany Smith.
Pretty much. Oh man.
We will also be talking about those assault allegations in the news. And Telltale rises from its grave like The Walking Dead. Maybe. We'll be talking about that as well. We've got some gameplay stories. I want to talk about Gears Pop and Telling Lies also, which is the follow-up to Sam Barlow's Her Story. Pretty excited about that, so I'm going to talk about that. And this list says update with whatever the guys are playing, which apparently we didn't do, so we'll be talking about whatever the guys are playing.
We got it. We just never do it because we're guys.
Yeah. They got some gameplay. And an email from listeners just like you. Or exactly you specifically for one of you out there. Yes, indeed. And let's go ahead and roll into the news. Can I find the bumper? I can. Rick, tell us what's coming out in September.
All right.
Okay. I'm just preparing myself.
Everybody take a deep breath.
Yeah. Just.
We have to be in the right mental place to read the new releases list.
You do.
Okay.
So, I think this is the first ever on this show, maybe, where we're ahead of the release date. Usually, we're partially way through and a little bit. In this case, we're talking about stuff that hasn't come out yet. So I guess my job is to post this in the next 2 days. That way, it really, really is news. So anyway. Let's get started, shall we? This month, you can expect a bunch. It is a lot. I guess it's the Tuesday of months, because that's when they release everything. So let's get started with September 3rd. There's no games releasing for September 1st or 2nd, but on September 3rd, for the PlayStation 4, you can get Catherine. Full body.
Oh,
Don't say it like that, Rick! I'm looking forward to that game! I have it pre-ordered, and now I'm gonna feel weird when it comes.
That's what she said.
PS4. It's coming out on PS4.
I just said that. It's coming out for the PS4. And then after that, also on September 3rd, you can find Last Oasis on Steam Early Access on PC. Torchlight 2 on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch. Spyro Reignited Trilogy on the PC and Switch.
Didn't that already come out?
For the
Consoles. For consoles.
Consoles on Switch.
Consoles. Okay.
Yes. You play Play Plus service launch for the PC. Happens that day is 2. Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. Ooh, on PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch. I didn't think about that one. Children of Morta or Morsha. Maybe that's a
I think it's Morta. Yeah.
Morta.
Yeah.
Children of Morta on PC. And all right, so that's it for September 3rd. A lot coming out September 3rd. On September 5th, you can expect such gems and zingers such as Locke's Quest on iOS and Android. You've got Sin Slayers on PC. You've got Atomicrops Early Access on PC, which sounds like something that would be up Shalene's alley.
Atomic Crops, it sounds fun.
I'm just assuming that it's like a crop growing thing that you do.
Maybe it's a post-apocalyptic crop game, like if you nuked Stardew Valley, then you have Atomic Crops.
Yeah, there you go. And then you've got Hyperforma on the Switch.
I hear that's going to be a high-performing title.
Well,
it's going to be a Hyperforma.
I've seen some gameplay from this, and it looks actually really good.
Oh, really?
It has the same sort of graphics and consistency in design as Monument Valley, except I'm not really sure if it's entirely puzzle based, but it looks really great. Yeah.
And then you've got Space Cows.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Space Cows.
What is Space Cows like? Somebody Google Space Cows.
And then also on September 5th, man, there's a lot on September 5th. You've got River City Girls. PC,
River City
PlayStation
Girls
4,
looks so great.
Xbox One and Switch. And then the big release on that day, well, I guess you could kind of say that, is Ghost Recon Breakpoint Beta. That's also on September 5th. Green Hell is the official launch on PC. I like it's a game that I've never heard of, but it's its official launch, people. And then also on September 5th, for you sporty people out there, NBA 2K20 on PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch. You know, I got to say that these names are pretty tame this month.
We're only about
I'm just
1/10 of the way through the list.
Get a load of this Space Cow, man.
Yeah.
He's in his little space
God.
helmet.
Great.
It's very Wallace and Gromit looking.
Yeah.
I love it. Look at the
It's
udders.
got big old stupid teeth.
Dangling behind.
Silly. It's utterly silly.
Utterly ridiculous.
Here we go with the meat puns again.
Oh, cut it out.
The cream rises to the top. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway. September 6th, we've got Creature in the Well on PC, Xbox One, and Switch. You have Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter World Iceborne expansion on PlayStation 4, Xbox One. You've got Gun Pixies on PC and Switch. Ooh, here's a good one. This is for September 9th. Kings of Lorn, The Fall of...
That sounds nice.
Okay, breaking news. Archin says that Atomicrops actually is post-apocalyptic Stardew Valley.
Perfect.
Excuse me, I think I am the target audience for this game. Let me just make a note.
I need to get back to Stardew Valley. That game is so, play it on a rainy day kind of thing.
I think I actually got a PR email from them. I may have to reach out.
Uh-oh.
Okay, carry on, as you were.
Okay, so, yes, Kings of Lorn, Fall of Epruth on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Also on September 9th, you get Unrallied, or Unrailed.
I thought it was Derailed.
I totally read Unrallied. Yeah.
I did too. Rallied?
That's weird.
I mean...
No.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of getting railed. Unrailed. It's Steam Early Access on PC. September 10th, you've got Caravan Stories. PlayStation 4, you get PES. Heath.
Pro Evolution Soccer, maybe?
PES 2020.
Let's go with that. Pro Evolution Soccer.
PES 2020 on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. And Blasphemous on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, and Switch. On September 10th as well, you get Gears 5 on PC and Xbox One. Free for all you Game Pass users out there. You also get Greedfall.
Guys, I'm
PC.
really looking forward to Greedfall. Have you seen the trailer?
No, I don't know.
No.
anything
It
about
looks like
Okay.
Dragon Age.
I'm
It
looking
totally
up.
looks like
Oh.
Dragon. You know how we're
Oh,
looking
yeah,
at
that
Outer
looks
Worlds as if it's like the successor to Fallout New Vegas? I think Greedfall is going to be like the successor to Dragon Age. So
Yes, it's very like late 17th century, maybe
Yeah.
late 16th
I think
century.
it might fill that BioWare shaped hole in my life.
Very piratey with monsters. I like it.
Also on September 10th, you can get Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Moving over to September 12th, you get Die Young, official launch on PC. You get Super Dodgeball Beats on PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch on September 12th as well. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Beta, PlayStation 4, PC, Xbox One is on the... I guess there's a multiple release here. It's 12th and 19th. Sorry, catching my breath. On September 13th, you can expect the Daemon Ex Machina on the Switch and Ellen, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch. And also on September 13th, you can get Borderlands 3.
Huh.
You're highlighting Ellen. Are you checking it out?
No, I'm just wondering if it's like Ellen DeGeneres the game.
I know.
I heard you like video games. OMG, Ellen, you didn't.
Oh boy.
On September 16th, you can get Naughty Crawl. Naughty Crawl.
Not
Not a
a
crawl.
crawl.
Naughty Crawl.
Yeah.
I like it when she does the Naughty Crawl.
No.
20,000 Atmospheres on PC, September 16th. On September 17th, you get Session, which is just, it's called Session. I like what this game, I don't even know what this is, but I love this game.
I'm guessing music.
It's like Pong, or baseball, or football. It's Session. What is it? It's Session.
I'm gonna
I
guess
like it.
it's like a jam session.
I don't know, but I'm gonna want to get it
It's
because I don't
either
even know what it is.
music
But
or
I
You
just
wanna
like
play a session?
skateboards.
it. Right? Yeah, there you go.
What if
Early
it's
access.
therapy?
What if it's like the game of the year?
I need it. That comes out on September 17th, along with AI, the Somnium files, Somnium files on PC, PlayStation 4, and Switch. You can get Daymare.
That's what happens after you have somnium.
Yeah.
It's a long time for someone to go, hey, what if you have a nightmare during the day?
Yeah.
Daymare 1998. I kind of want to play it now because it's such an odd year to pick.
I wonder if it's like really like 90s kind of like.
Frosted tips, bowl cuts.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
sleeve shirts. And Alice in Chains is just the soundtrack. Or I'm Blue Abba Da. But that might have been 2000s. That's September 17th. Groundhog Day, like father, like son. PlayStation VR, Rift Vive,
Oh God, I hope it stars
Vive?
Bill Murray.
September 17th.
Deja in chat says that Sessions is skateboarding.
Oh, sweet. That's why I'm buying it. Skateboarding, and it's a simple name. Let's see here. Devil's Hunt on PC on September 7th. Lego Jurassic World is out on Switch on September 17th. And vendor, here's one for you. Truck Driver. That's on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Although that's November 11th for the PC. Truck Driver. There you go.
Truck. It's just called Truck Driver.
Truck Driver.
Oh
The
yeah,
way you
here it
said
is.
truck driver made me think of the O Collar Lager theme song.
It's definitely not as good as your
Oh.
as Truck Simulator, like ATS or ETS. Interesting though.
I wonder if this game is the sequel to Devil's Hunt that comes out just a few days before. But this game is called Exorcise the Demons. It's on September 18th.
I have exorcised the demons. This house is clear.
What is that?
Do you know where that's from?
No.
Come on. When nature calls. Einhorn and Finkel, Finkel and Einhorn.
Right!
Jeez, it's been forever since I've seen that movie.
Finkel is Einhorn!
Wha- wha- wha-
Okay, so I think it would be better if it was like exercise the demons, like cardio, and you could. It was like Richard Simmons, like exercising with the demons, sweating to the oldies. That would be better.
And whee! Sorry.
I like how all of our chat is now reporting on all the games we're listing. This is great.
Well,
We don't even have to
no
look
idea
them
what
up
they are.
now.
So good.
Just doing our job for us.
Ellen is a murder mystery horror game.
Perfect.
Oh man. So let's see here. So that's Exercise the Demons. On September 19th in North America, you get the Sega Mega Drive Flash Genesis mini console launch. October 4th for you in the European Union. On September 19th, you get Police Stories.
Hmm.
PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch.
That looks interesting.
Is that
On
like
the
a
Sorry, I
Jackie
just
Chan
What?
I know I'm
police
part
story?
monkey, but
Jackie Chan's police story?
Jackie
No?
Chan?
That's a too old of a reference. I'm sorry. Carry on.
No, I think it's a game about Black Flag song Police Story.
Mm.
Yeah. September 20th, you can expect The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening on the Switch.
Already? I'm excited.
There you go. And then, man, they're just killing it with the names here. Tracks on Xbox One.
Oh man.
I don't know. It's like a running. I don't know what it is, but Tracks. It's Tracks. Awesome.
Okay.
And then September 20th on PC, you can get Reign of Reflections chapter.
That sounds like a soap opera.
It does. Reign of Reflections.
Chapter 1.
Chapter
Shalene, we might have to add this one to the list.
Does
Oh
it look
yeah,
good?
definitely. This looks great. Oh yeah, we're adding this.
Right.
Highlight that
The
one.
90s era of soaps, as far as video games are concerned.
Oh yeah.
On September 20th, you can also get Nino Kuni: Wrath of the Wrath of the White Witch on remastered already. Didn't that just come out earlier this year?
It hasn't been long.
I don't know. To be honest.
Guys, it was so terrible we remastered it already.
Yeah.
No, wait. This is the first one, I think.
Okay, well, when
Because
did
there
that
was
come out?
2 Nino Kunis, and Nino Kuni 2, of course, was the most recent one. It would be
Wrath
weird if
of
they
the
released
White
that one first. But I think this is the first one.
Okay, well, either way, it's getting remastered for PC, PlayStation 4, and Switch. Also, on September 20th, you can get the Nintendo Switch Lite console and the Sojourn on
That's
PC,
exciting.
The
PlayStation 4.
Sojourn looks cool. It looks kind of like The Witness, but with a story and yeah.
witness?
It looks like a great little puzzle game. I'm all here for the Sojourn.
Cool.
Nice. And then you got Nephilim on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch.
This looks really good. It's a
What?
2D side scroller where you are a Viking surviving in the wilderness.
I'm here for it. I love
Mhm.
Vikings.
That's on September 20th, by the way.
On September 24th, you get Dead by Daylight on the Switch. You can also expect to see Aspire 1, VR Operative, on Rift, Quest, PSVR, Vive, Index. Also on September 24th, you can get The Surge 2, which I hope is like a recap of like The Surge, the drink, because that drink was awesome. That's on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox. You can get Cat Quest 2, The Lupus Empire.
I hope that's as adorable as it sounds.
It sounds so dumb. See, on PC, so you know it's good if it's only getting released on PC. And then you've got The Executioner on September 25th for the PC. Mario Kart Tour Mobile, September 25th.
Oh, guys, I may get this. I may get this.
Cat
Just
Quest?
no Mario Kart Tour.
Oh yeah,
Cat
it's
Quest.
free.
Have you seen the trailer? There's a new
Yeah, it
they
looks
put
alright.
they made a new Rainbow Road and and then there's like pinball. Oh, it's so good.
I signed up for it.
Yeah.
Dave in the chat says it's never lupus.
That's a pretty good one.
Let's see, where am I at? Oh, September 26th is where I'm at. Northgard.
That sounds like
Northgard.
more Vikings.
Does.
Yeah.
To Vikings, to Northgard. We got to take to Northgard. September 26th on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch. For early access, you get Float Sam on PC.
Flotsam.
Flotsam.
Oh man. This is why we get you to do the names.
Sam. Float Sam. Isn't Float Sam a thing?
Well, it would be
No.
FLOAT.
Flotsam, like Flotsam and Jetsam.
What?
Just go with it.
Also on September 26th, you can get Darksiders 2 Definitive.
That is so bad.
It's like, let's just say it with a impediment. Definitive. It's so bad. Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition.
That's
It's so
really
stupid.
bad. That's really bad.
It's so stupid. Oh, that comes out for the Switch on September 26th. Contra Rogue Core, PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch. And then Wanderlust Travel Stories. Hey, we're gonna name the game and then like rename it the same thing as like the subtitle. Wanderlust Travel Stories.
That game actually looks really not that great.
PC and iOS.
Yeah, it's basically a slideshow.
And then From the Depths, official launch on PC. That's September 26th as well.
Okay.
September 27th, we get Dragon Quest XI S Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition.
Wow.
Wow.
This is a title with a
Oh,
colon
die.
and a dash.
Like they just go like, oh.
A colon and a dash in this title.
The title should never be longer than the size of the Switch.
How are they even going to
man.
fit it on the box?
Yeah.
I like the fact that they're coming out with a lot of definitive editions. Like, guys, this is the one.
Definitive.
This is the one. The
Yeah.
one you bought, and then the remastered one you bought. No, this is the one. So buy it a third time because this is the definitive edition.
I kind of regret not renaming all of our episodes, you know, like Gamestack episode 47, blah, 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 Platinum Edition.
We should do that. We should
Gamestack
just reuse
episode
some of our
48, blah,
best
blah, 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 blah,
titles.
Platinum Definitive Edition.
Just reuse some of our best titles. Be good.
Yeah.
And then what else was I gonna say? I can't remember what I was gonna say now. Oh, they're gonna like start expanding upon this by going. This is gonna be the Dragon Quest XI S Echoes of an Elusive Age, definitely definitive edition. That's
Remastered.
actually definitive.
Remastered.
That one wasn't definitive enough. Anyways, on September 27th, you can also get FIFA 20, PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch. Code Vein also comes out on September 27th for PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. Sorry, I'm
read
laughing
ahead,
because I'm
didn't
looking
you?
for.
Don't say it. Just skip it. We can't. It's not appropriate
I
for
re-
today's show.
The Freedom Finger, PC and Switch, with motion controls. Finger your way to freedom.
Rick.exe has stopped working.
It comes out September 27th.
What's next, Fender?
We also have Tropico 6 coming out on PS4, Xbox One, September 27th. And Shalene, you're going to like this one, Ori and the Blind Forest, Definitive Edition,
Ooh.
coming out on Switch, September 27th. I'm also really excited about this, and Shalene, I recommend that you get it for Switch because I've played it on Mac. It's called Tesla Grad. That comes out on Switch and PS Vita, September 27th. And finally, Jalopy on Xbox One on September 27th.
All right.
You okay over there, Rick?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just don't understand why they would set themselves up for that crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Why
there's
don't you tell us what else is free?
He's wiping away the tears.
I
For our audio listeners, he's wiping away the tears.
they missed an opportunity with the colon and then my catchphrase that I gave them. So there you go. I'm not going to repeat it though.
Yeah.
3 games coming out this month on PS Plus. You get Batman: Arkham Knight, Darksiders 3, and both of those are available from September 3rd to the 30th. On Xbox Games with Gold, you get Hitman: The Complete First Season, September 1st through the 30th. And then We Were Here, September 16th through October 15th as well. Earth Defense Force on the 20th. 2025. Actually, technically, if you guys are watching the news today, Trump finally inaugurated the United States Space Command and Space Force. So we're not far off from Earth Defense Force 2025.
I want to join the Space Force.
Look, my whole thing with this thing is United States Space Command sounds freaking awesome. Like, that sounds cool. Like, I'm Lieutenant so-and-so of the Space Command. But then when you're like Space Force, it just doesn't have the same.
I'm okay with Space Force. I'm ready to go and be a Spartan. I'm ready to sign up.
But Space Command sounds so much better. Anyhow, so Earth Defense Force 2025 is free right now on the Xbox Games with Gold, September 5th. Geez, 1st to the 15th. There's too many 5th. Then there's Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
Oh, I see. See, the
hate 'em.
problem is
Hate 'em.
Earth Defense 4th, September 1st through the 15th.
It's too much.
Yeah. It's
Too much. But then you got Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
See, the thing is they don't really expect anybody to read these out on a podcast.
Yeah.
So that's
I
why
guess so.
they just don't really care.
But that's September 16th through the 30th. And then Twitch Prime has not been announced yet. We're so early. And then Epic. You can get some free games through Epic. Celeste and Inside. What?
Through
Celeste
to
and
September 5th.
Yeah,
I know, I'm
Celeste
just saying.
and Inside are the two game titles.
Oh,
and
they're
they
two
are
different
available
ones.
through September 5th.
So it's like Frozen Pizza and Inside through September 5th. And then you get The End is Nigh and Abzu for the Week.
Abzu.
Abzu.
We
For the
really need to
week
put
of
quotes on
September the
these.
6th.
For the week of September
Honestly.
6th.
I'm just saying because Abzu for the Week could definitely be a game title these days.
Oh,
Those
wow.
are- see
I
what I'm
thought
saying?
I
It's
had done
spelled
so good on
W-E-E-K.
these notes today.
What?
Oh
What?
man, I thought I had done so good on these notes today. I thought I'd been
No,
really
it's
thorough,
fine. It's
but-
just-
No, you did great,
Oh
Shalene.
jeez, that's
You-
so
you
good.
You did great. We're just
Abzu
boobs.
for the week.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that.
Abs for the week. At the
Abs.
end of the week, they're gone. They're gone. You know, you can no longer wash your shirt on your stomach.
I got puds,
Mhm.
but you know, after like I have abs for the week.
Wow, we are really getting bad at this.
Yeah, I mean, I think we may have started out bad at this, but that's okay.
We are
Anyways,
setting the precedent for how not to do anything.
get your free
Yeah.
games. We don't have the Twitch Prime games, but Vendor, I think you wanted to mention that you can get a free Grand Theft Auto Online penthouse right now
Yeah.
with Twitch Prime. I don't know how long that lasts, but we got
I'm
it.
not sure. I'm not sure.
And I
But if
invited
you,
Vendor up to my opulent casino penthouse. It was fabulous.
Yes, we will talk about that in greater depth through our gameplay. But if you're looking to get the Twitch Prime loot for GTA 5, most of you probably already know that you access it through your Twitch account, but you have to link your Twitch account with your social club account for GTA to activate that loot. So keep that in mind. You also get $250,000.
Yeah, that was nice. I bought a pretty dress.
Yeah. So yeah, Shalene bought a dress for $10,000.
Mhm.
So
I wanted Rick. Don't be mad. I wanted the $54,000 dress, but it only lets you buy 20,000 chips at a time.
yeah.
So
I played really well in the slots last night. Well, we'll get to that in a
nice.
in a
Maybe
bit.
you can buy
Yeah.
me a dress.
Yeah.
Shall we get into the news?
Yeah, well,
The new news.
Yes, the news. This is going to be a little difficult, you guys.
there's no segue that we can do. This
No.
is if you're this is where I would say tune out.
Yeah, if our content warning earlier, now's the time.
This is that moment you push pause.
We
and
love
skip
you. We'll see
forward.
you next week.
Exactly.
If you're just joining us and you don't want to hear this, tune out.
So, this is going to be a very hard topic to tackle, but we think it's very important to take it on. There have been a number of sexual assault allegations in the gaming industry, and it began with an allegation against Jeremy Soule. And before we get into this, I just have a note for myself to have a little reminder that this is an extremely complex and fraught topic. And we are reducing this into a much shorter format so we can't get every bit of information out. I did as much research as I reasonably could while also working a full-time job, and I'm not a professional news person anymore. So we apologize if there are any inaccuracies or anything left out. So Jeremy Soule is a well-known composer, a very celebrated composer for games including Skyrim, most famously, Knights of the Old Republic, the Guild Wars series. His list of credits is long. It's he's done a lot of work in the games industry and on films as well. And on August 26th, indie developer Natalie Lawhead posted a 7,000-word blog post titled "Calling Out My Rapist." I read the entire post. It was very difficult to read. In this post, Lawhead makes serious allegations, and describes some very troubling events from her past involving Mr. Soul. And if you want to read her post for yourself later on, you can find that at nathalielawhead.com/candybox. And Lawhead states that Jeremy Soule took advantage of her in multiple ways when she was new to the industry, and that he used his power and influence as a tool to make her vulnerable. She alleges that Soule raped her. She describes a friendship that began to grow uncomfortable for her as Soule began to describe relationships that he'd had with women in the past. And Lawhead details Soule describing his creative process being sexual in nature, that he saw women as muses and required sex with women to be able to compose music. He described this in a way that made Lawhead uncomfortable because she thought it sounded as if he had hurt these women. Soule began to push Lawhead for a physical relationship, according to the blog post, but Lawhead stated that she only wanted to be friends. Then she states that he raped her. After the rape, Lawhead describes a work environment in which Soule continued to exploit her. She states that he used his influence to make the workplace very hostile to her, and that he coerced her to do work that she was not paid for. Honestly, it's a very, very difficult post to read. I got so angry personally reading this that I got nauseated. It was very difficult to get through. I am going to read a little excerpt from her post here. Lawhead said, "When Skyrim came out, I couldn't play it, knowing where his music came from. He makes songs about sex. It's about what he does to women. To him, it's some sick, twisted, old-school romanticization of women as muses. To me, that type of boy genius is something I view as incredibly destructive. That type of man-baby genius who can do whatever he wants, harm whoever he likes, walk over whoever he wants, all in the interest of making brilliant work, and people will defend him for it. Jeremy told me where the inspiration for his music comes from. It was broken down in graphic detail by him. Skyrim came out after what he did to me. Part of me wonders how much of me is in that music too." After these allegations surfaced, Soule deleted his Twitter and Facebook pages. Kotaku reports that he responded to their request for comment via a text message. He said, and this is a quote, "These 11-year-old allegations are false. I am shocked and saddened that these outrageous claims have been made." The second allegation against Soule was made by a vocalist who worked with him, and I'm going to read a section of Kotaku's article by Cecilia Anastasio, pretty much verbatim here. A second woman, vocalist Airly Brighton, who is credited on games like Minecraft, Ori and the Blind Forest, and Lawbreakers, wrote a post on Facebook Monday night saying that she had personally fallen prey to Jeremy Soule as well back in 2014. She said that Soule sent her a video of him masturbating, and that when she told him she only wanted a professional relationship, she was blocked and removed from a project she was proposed to work on. She said that nothing physical had happened. When sent a copy of Brighton's post by Kotaku, Soule responded, "I don't agree with her point of view, and I'm not at liberty to discuss." Brighton said that she met Soule in 2014 when she had just moved to Los Angeles in hopes of launching her career as a vocalist. She was living in her car and looking to build her career when a mutual friend introduced her to Soule. Brighton says that she and Soule developed a professional relationship and that Soule believed in her ability to make it as a vocalist, that he offered her gigs in a music video and in his Northern Lights Symphony. This is a quote from Brighton. "He said I can be someone in the industry, but I needed to lose weight. He was giving me diet tips. I believed him. I was in awe that he was paying attention to me. Once," she says, Soule invited her to his apartment late at night to test out microphones. Transcripts of text conversations, again, this is according to a Kotaku article, transcripts of text conversations between Soule and Brighton that Brighton shared with Kotaku paint a complicated picture of their relationship. In these conversations, Soule and Brighton both exchanged flirty and sometimes sexually explicit messages. Soule appeared romantically interested in Brighton, and at times, Brighton appeared to reciprocate. However, she said after accepting his invitation to do vocal work in his recording studio after hours one night, "I wasn't liking what I was seeing." She added, "He was bashing other vocalists and talking about how everyone wants to sleep with him. It was uncomfortable." Shortly afterward, she says that Soul sent a video of him masturbating, which she says she found disgusting. Brighton says she later compared notes with another vocalist, who told her that Soul attempted to get involved with her romantically as well. And after that, Brighton realized she wanted nothing to do with him. The other vocalist also posted on Facebook that Soul wanted to send me this video as well, stating that he was pushing both of our boundaries beyond what's acceptable. The second vocalist declined to speak on the record with Kotaku. Brighton concluded by saying he made it clear that he had the power to make or break people's careers. So I was like, well, shit, I'm never going to work again. And we are not going to cover it in depth because, frankly, we don't have the time for that. It would take much longer than we have. But after these allegations against Soul were made, other women in gaming came forward to tell stories about harassment and assault that they had experienced. Specifically, Zoe Quinn accused Alec Halauka of Night in the Woods, and Alec's, his studio co-founders believed these allegations, and they have cut ties with him. There were several others as well. It's being compared to Hollywood's Me Too movement. And, yeah. That's the news.
Well, this particular article.
Yeah. Do you guys want to talk about it?
It's like, I guess I never really realized how much of that affected the gaming industry. Maybe it's a much tighter network than I thought, but it's like, man, it's such a multifaceted issue, right? I mean, to me it is. Because you've got predators that are using their power to, eat
Exploit
prey.
people.
Yeah, and then,
whether it be the victim or the perp.
and then you have, victims who, for then the way the industry is structured. So you have the predators, and then that take advantage of people. Then you have the way the industry is structured that almost forces certain people to be in the position of victims for those predators to take a hold of. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm trying to say this in a way because I was sitting there reading this and I'm thinking like, I couldn't imagine what it would feel like thinking that you have one option, like this Soul guy, and how could someone end up in that position where they like either I play this guy's game or I'm out of work, but there's so many different places to work. I don't know what the industry's like, so it's hard for me to say, but you see what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like the industry's creating these pigeonholes for women that they have, that they feel forced into doing certain things, or like they don't have a way out other than through a predator. I mean, in some cases, I know it's not always that way.
It's nothing. It's not new though, right?
No, it's not. But am I saying it
historic.
right?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. But I mean, exploitation of women in the industry goes back hundreds of years in every industry, and it's terrible. And I think even more recent, we see that now amongst both sexes.
Absolutely.
Too. So I would say that it's perhaps maybe not as common in males as it is in females, but it could also
It does
be because
happen.
males are less likely to come forward, or I don't know.
I think it's an industry shift. I mean, yeah, you need to weed out predators and stuff, but there's certainly an industry shift that needs to change.
We
This
need
week
advocates.
was exhausting, you guys. It was so exhausting just seeing this news after news coming out, and
Yeah. I appreciate you putting the effort in
Yeah.
doing the research for us and sharing your what you've found in your research. Personally, I really can't describe how I feel about this. Like Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls series is like one of my favorite franchises.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeremy Soul's music has had a direct impact on my life. and I listen to his soundtracks even today while working. Um, and so I think I what I hate about this situation is how the internet creates conclusions where there are none. Um, it's a blessing and a curse in that people can readily and easily put information out there, but at the same time, people react to it. I'm not saying I'm not saying I take his side or not. What I'm saying is that it seems that he's already been tried and convicted based on the court of public opinion. And in my eyes, innocent until proven guilty. Um, I, I don't know. I can't really say either way whether or not anything that is said against him is truly accurate. Um, but I hope that it isn't. If it is, that's really unfortunate. But
Yeah, I gotta say, like, I'm in agreement with you that it's always kind of innocent until proven guilty kind of thing. But the his reputation's sullied, that's for sure. But just his responses alone, basically just
what
like
do you
hang a
say to those
guilty sign
things?
around his neck.
Right?
But
I'm not at liberty to discuss, and you're like, what?
deleting Twitter is not the act of an innocent man,
No, the same
in
thing with
my
his like these
opinion.
11-year-old allegations. It's deflection.
Allegedly. And
I
of
mean,
course, one of the things that really bothered me, one of many things that really bothered me, was the statement that he sent this lewd video to this woman and said, "I disagree with her opinion."
Right. Yeah,
So
I mean,
that's not a denial that he sent this video. He's expressing basically
Yeah.
that he thinks she wanted it. And
right.
I don't know, guys. It seemed like plausible allegations to me.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
feel like I of course you're right. Innocent until proven guilty. That's how law works.
But it's not looking good.
I do think it's there is literally no benefit to be gained by lying about something like this. Um, this woman, these women, are going to receive a lot of hate and a lot of vitriol. They're going to be they've painted targets on themselves. They're going to be treated very badly for what they've said, and I can't imagine walking into that without a very good reason.
Yeah. No, you're not
But
wrong.
I don't know, guys. I am glad that that people are less afraid to speak out and that people are listening. I just hate I can't. I'm done.
They're the martyrs that make the industry better, and that's the sad thing, you know. I mean, but they're gonna pave the way for a better gaming industry, and it's not fair. We stand with I stand with them. I mean, do you know what I mean?
Is it too much to ask him to compose the Elder Scrolls 6 soundtrack from prison?
Fender.
Like, can we make that happen?
No, give it to Einen Zur.
I know. Anyway, but no, I genuinely stand with, you know, anyone who's been taken advantage of, and these victims and that sort of thing. I mean, and it's just, you know, we've when we started building WJLG, we never set out with any sort of purpose, obviously. This is, and but what we started noticing certain things with the people who are in our Discord, with the people who follow us on Twitter, and then those people have conversation. What?
The people in our community.
Yeah, the people in the community start having conversations and being a little more candid about their life and stuff, and we realized that we helped curate an environment where people can talk about some of the problems they have and ways that they've been maybe victimized a little bit or something, and we just kind of were happy that this was a natural thing. And so yeah, it sucks that I hate this situation, and I kind of want to make that statement, like port in the storm kind of thing, like, we're here for people who've been hurt, and it's just there's no place in the gaming industry for this type of behavior. Um, and the other thing I wanted to talk about, kind of shifting, not shifting topics, but kind of shifting the perspective a little bit. Do you think that because a lot of this surrounds art, artists, directors,
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature, do the artists' actions, be it positive or negative, deter from their artwork? So, like, let's just say that these allegations are true. What is that? What happens to his music? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what is
I
it now all
think
of a
that's
sudden?
sort of a case by case basis. Only you can
Guess so.
decide that personally. And personally, my feeling is that you can enjoy a creation and acknowledge that the creator is a pile of crap. Um, I like Ender's Game, but Orson Scott Card was a racist garbage pile. Lovecraft is super fun. Lovecraft was a racist. Um,
Yes,
there's a
but
lot of there are a lot of
Yeah.
problematic creators. If we couldn't enjoy things by problematic creators, we would have very little left to enjoy.
okay. I just was
One of the things that really bothers me about this, and I agree with you, Shalene, the content doesn't necessarily define the creator. Um, eh, but the fact that they're saying that, he created his music with those undertones
that's the hard part.
makes me
That's a little
ruined.
icky
It
for
ruins
sure.
me.
Yeah.
You boot up Skyrim for the first time, and then you're like, music zero. Because
Yeah, like what does this mean now?
Yeah.
Like take Kevin Spacey for example.
Just play the Elder Scrolls Blades soundtrack instead by Ein Zur. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
because Oblivion's like my favorite of the Elder Scrolls, music.
Yeah, yeah. But like take Kevin Spacey for example. He's one of my favorite male actors. Fantastic job in House of Cards and a lot of other movies. Had some sexual assault allegations against him. Those were dropped and cleared. I never stopped liking his acting. And I think that he's still a great actor. I'm really glad that things were cleared because that would have really sucked. But I do hope that he makes more movies one day. But I don't know if this is all very true. I don't know if it'll ever be the same for me. And it really bothers me because Jeremy Soule, like I have had personal conversations and like messages with him on Twitter
Yeah.
about some of his music. Like I've sent him messages where it's like, "Hey, I'm listening to this one track and I'm just at work and I really wanted to tell you that I like this one part of it and where did you come up with the idea for this?" And he would tell me. And it's like super cool that he's like really personable and he reaches out to people. But maybe he reaches out a little bit too far. I don't know. If these ladies are putting their neck out on the line, I hope that they're sure of themselves and that they have hard evidence because if anything else, we've seen it before where people make these allegations to sort of elevate their personal status or their careers in a way that, kind of allows them to gain some traction where they
I feel
had
like you can smell
hadn't
those
had
from
before.
before. Off, though.
I'm just saying, we don't. I don't know honestly. Anything that's out there in social media right now, we don't know whether or not it's true. And like the posts and the wordings and the articles and the statements, that's all hearsay. There's no hard evidence. But at the same time, it's his word against them, and
Okay.
I can't really
Something that
form
I
any
should
sort of
mention
judgment. What's
is
that?
that in Natalie Lawhead's ginormous blog post, there was, of course, no evidence of the physical rape that she alleges happened. But she did post a ton of receipts in there. Copies of emails, copies of chat logs, just emails, in which these people, Soul and his associates, did her pretty dirty in the workplace in terms of not paying her what she had been owed and that kind of thing. So it is important to note that there is proof of some of her allegations. Of course, there's you can't post on a blog proof of a sexual assault.
Yeah.
And one other thing that I really want to mention that kind of goes along with this topic that Rick brought up about the creative the creative works versus the creator. I believe it was from Lawhead's blog post that I read this. I've done so much reading in the last couple of days that it kind of blurs together. So I apologize if I'm giving the credit incorrectly, but I believe it was from Lawhead's post. There was a statement that said, don't bemoan, the loss of this creator's work, who's done an assault. Bemoan the loss of all the creative work that would have come from his victims, if they had stayed in the industry, if they had been allowed to flourish. And
Yeah.
I felt like that was a really an important statement.
Yeah. How do you want to summarize this?
I don't think we should. I think we should just move on to the next thing.
I don't think we can. And can somebody else take the next article?
Okay. So.
I can do that.
Okay. I got nothing.
Well, we were all saddened to hear about the fate of Telltale Games a few months ago, who had, I believe, filed for bankruptcy, and kind of shut their doors. But they're making a comeback somewhat, or at least we like to think that they are, but it's actually their name that's making a comeback. So there's a group of investors that have announced some plans to revive Telltale Games, which we know shut down last September. And the we can expect so Jamie Ottley and Brian Waddle, they were the they were two men who actually didn't work for Telltale Games, but they told the press that they had secure rights to the company's name and some of its licenses, and that they will be reviving the company in Malibu, California, which is pretty interesting. And this article comes from Kotaku. This information comes from Kotaku, and they were saying how Otley's background is in mobile license development, while Waddle's work involves outsourcing company Virtuos and physics software for the maker of Havoc. So it's quite interesting. I think that I wonder what's actually really going to happen with this name. I don't really know what else to say. Like, the thing is a lot of people really thought that they were bringing back the studio, but that's not actually the case. Not necessarily. They're going to offer some freelance roles to the original Telltale Games workers, the staff.
Guys, that's so crappy. That's so crappy. You lost your job. You didn't get your severance. Hey, let's give you a freelance position with the possibility that someday you might get back the job that you used to have.
I mean, I know, but I still feel like when you get into, it's just like music and film. It's the same thing with games. It's like when you get into this industry, you know what you're getting into. Like, there's no permanent jobs in this industry.
It is a very volatile industry, but
Absolutely.
These people are human beings.
I know that,
Gosh.
but it's just
I feel so bad, you guys. I feel so bad.
I don't know. I feel like when you're making subjective material and all of a sudden no one people don't buy enough of it, you can't get broadsided over, someone didn't like my art. I thought everyone liked my art. There was a guarantee people would like my subjective thing.
I am really glad, though, that we will be able to purchase Telltale Games again.
Well, in an interview with Polygon, Ottley confirmed that the business has a back catalog rights to licensed properties for The Wolf Among Us and Batman, as well as full rights for some of the original Telltale games, such as Puzzle Agent. And they also said that there will be some new content. They're working very hard not to make the same mistakes. But it looks like The Walking Dead won't be coming back. And that license is now owned by Skybound, which has its own plans for the release of the game.
Yeah.
All right.
In terms of other licenses, such as Borderlands, Game of Thrones, Guardians of the Galaxy, Minecraft, no information has been announced based on this. However, Polygon asked about Stranger Things, and they said the rights had been reverted back to Netflix on that score. So yeah, so it sounds like really all they have power over right now is The Wolf Among Us, as well as Batman and some of their smaller titles. But that's not to say that they can't produce more great content. We'll see what happens. One thing to consider also is that there is a class action lawsuit actually against the original company's executives that is currently going on. And, I think it's important to remind everybody that this isn't going to affect the new company and that the executives and founders from the original company are not part of the new Telltale games. Yeah. But I'm curious to see what comes of it. I hope that the company flourishes. I hope that some of the people who worked for Telltale Games, who came to work to close doors, have an opportunity to work again. I think the best case scenario would be that those people have already found jobs, and they don't need to worry about that. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen.
Indeed.
Do you have any other comments, Shalene?
I think I've said everything I really have to say about that. I do wish the best for everyone who lost their jobs, and I hope it works out for these people who are trying to revive the studio. I am glad that it will be an option to purchase these titles again. I find it really troubling that something like the failure of a studio can mean that you just can't buy those games anymore. That's terrible. That's, if an author dies, you can't just not buy their books now. That's, no other industry works that way.
There's a huge problem with the digital age.
Yeah. We'll
Huge problem.
Okay.
I wonder if the new executives get the old executives' mail.
Well, it's in an entirely different location, right? So
I don't know.
But that would be awkward.
Shall we roll on into Gamestock, you guys?
Yes, let's do. You take that, Shalene.
Okay. And we have your GameStock update for this week as of 1:47 p.m. Mountain Time, August 30th. As always, this is reported in United States dollars, and the plus or minus is measured since our last episode of Gamestack 2 weeks ago. So that's the spread on this. Sony was at $56.85, up $1.12. It was a very positive trend this time since our last episode of Gamestack. Microsoft is at $137.22, up $1.22. Nintendo is at $47.19, up 15 cents. And guys, I did purchase 3 Nintendo stocks. Yes, with my money that I had from those very poorly performing Sony stocks. I have a good feeling about Nintendo for the holiday season.
Made 45 cents.
It made, yeah, I did. I made 45 cents. It was
but
not
she has
the
to
best.
pay 40 cents in tax if she cashes it.
I really wished I had invested in Take-Two instead, which is at $131.73, up $4.53. And Activision, kind of surprisingly, is at 50/50, up $3.84 after the rocky launch of WoW Classic. I'm a little surprised that it's on the upswing. I guess because the sales were tremendous.
Well, the Modern Warfare bubble too.
Yeah, that too. Ubisoft is at $16.10, up 16 cents, and EA is at $93.74 and has climbed $4.18 since our last podcast. So
I wonder why.
I don't know. Man.
This feels like a bull market.
It was tremendous.
Gird your loins,
yeah.
everyone. Recession coming.
Yeah.
Gird your loins, he says.
It was a tremendous couple of weeks for the stock market. So that's your GameStock update. So
Cool.
Besides the stocks, what's everybody been playing? Rick, do you want to start?
Yeah. So I'm kind of late to the party with Kingdom Come Deliverance. And this isn't like a kind of deliverance thing. It takes place a little earlier than that, in 1403 in Bohemia. It's basically like peasant sim.
Yep.
If you could picture with me, you're in the dungeon in Cyrodiil, and they're like, "You're the chosen one," and they lead you out through the underground tunnels, and you pop out next to White Gold Tower, and you're walking along, and you're the chosen one, right? And you're walking through a little village, and you pass by a butcher, and you pass by a
A
blacksmith, and you pass
baker
by
and a
a baker.
candlestick maker.
That blacksmith is the main character of Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Really?
You're an NPC?
You are nothing better than the son of a blacksmith, and you have no skills whatsoever at anything.
I
You're
love
just
that.
Wow.
you're just a teenager in this game,
That's
and
fun.
it starts out your town gets raised, and you got to run, and you have the sword that you made for the lord of the castle where you were, and basically you have to deliver the sword like it's just his calling, I guess. He's like, I've got to deliver the sword to Sir Radzig, and he loses the sword, and now you got to get the sword back, and it's so funny because you're not strong. The perks are hysterical. Like when you level up in strength or something, there's a perk that's like, I can't think of what it is, but there's one that's like when you drink, the effects are 50% less, but then like when you are drunk, it or you get drunk faster. I don't know. It's just like perks don't make you OP because it's not that kind of game. When you level up, you get a perk that's like, at night between the hours of 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. And if it's raining outside on a Tuesday, you get a +3 in strength. Um, so that's how like the perk system is. It's really nuts. Um, it's super realistic, hyper realistic. When you repair your weapons, you literally sit at if you want to repair your own weapons, you've got to sit at a stone and literally hone your own blade. You've got to hold it at the right angle. You've got to move it back and forth.
That's
You've got to spin
awesome.
the
Cool.
stone while doing it. And then your clothes get dirty and bloody, and you need to take baths because that affects how people view you and your reputation. And I mean, it's super, super, super in depth.
And this is
You
on
don't
Game
learn how to
Pass,
read.
right? It's on Xbox Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass. Yeah, that's how I found it. I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot. I fell in love with it. You have to learn how to read. You can't read
Because you're a peasant.
because you're a
Peasants couldn't
peasant.
read.
Does
It's
the
wild.
game okay? Like, does the game is the game font like some terrible, terrible font that you can't read?
I don't know. I never noticed. Like that's the thing.
Oh.
I never even noticed words. I'm like, hey.
Okay.
But so here's the thing. It's like playing Oblivion. It's glitchy, it's janky, it's a little broken. One of the cutscenes, my character was supposed to be sitting on the bed while he was kind of floating in the middle of the room and talking from some ethereal plane, even though the camera was on the bed and you couldn't see anyone at all.
Yeah.
And the other character was like staring at you, but you were nowhere near where they were staring. Other things where characters uh walk inside the other character. The sword play is ridiculous. It's super hard. The combat's awful. Think Morrowind, but worse. But
Okay.
there's something
Keep going. Keep going.
I was gonna say, but there is something so endearing about being so weak and helpless in a world that's war ravaged around people who are stronger than you, and you are legitimately just nobody.
So it's
Huh.
like who you would actually be, like
Yeah,
in this kind of situation,
yeah.
instead
You
of
know,
being a power fantasy.
now your dad was a famous blacksmith, so you are known. It's like, oh, you know, not you're Tom Cruise's brother.
Yeah.
No, you're still special, but you're not Tom Cruise. Um, you're Tim. Yeah, but and that's what's fun about it. So like they do, the main characters do take you in and start training you. But here's the thing, you have a training session. Usually in games, you're like, you have a training session. Now you're a super knight. Hurrah. Um, you, they train you, and you're an awful, awful fighter. And they're like, all right, that's it for day one. And you literally have to train if you want every day to be good at combat.
That is
That's an
so
option.
cool.
It's a
So it's
freaking
very.
option.
That's cool.
And it's just it's so fun. Henry is the main character's name, and there's something so innocent about him. The voice acting is a little weird. Like I noticed there, I notice in a sentence when they've used different pieces from different recordings because it doesn't
Oh,
sound the same.
Yeah.
that's funny.
So would a
But
normal person, would the layman notice that, or is it just like your
no,
audio?
nobody would notice. I don't
Okay.
think. But so like there's some of that going on. There's but it's sad. The game is sad a good bit. And there's some just it's so weird. It's hard to explain why. I don't know why I like it. It's a little I guess it reminds me of playing Oblivion for the first time as like a super non-OP like role play. It's janky, it looks dated. Sarah walked upstairs and she's like, what's that old game that you were playing? And,
So how does it look
came out in
aesthetically then?
2018. It looks like it came out in 2012. It's
Really?
not a good looking game.
So the pictures, the screenshots don't do it justice then, or the
I have it on-
screenshots kind of actually maybe overdo it a bit because it looks
there's-
really good.
There's a Uber like setting that's like this is for experimental, craft. But I have it on high. I don't have it on very high.
Right.
But it doesn't look that when you're in the gameplay. It doesn't look new. But yet
Huh.
there's something cool about it.
Is
It's
this
Yeah.
game a
worth it.
huge
If you have
time
Xbox
suck?
Game Pass, go play it. It's awesome. It's
I remember when this was announced at E3, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm so excited to play this," and then I never got it. But doesn't the guy's shoulders for the main character just look huge?
yeah, a little bit.
Well,
They look a
he's
little
worked
bit
as a
out of
blacksmith.
proportion.
He
What
should
is
have.
true.
He's worked as a blacksmith. He should have
Yeah.
muscular shoulders, I would think.
Did they put Sean Bean in it? It would be so much better if Sean Bean was in it.
Sean
No, I
Bean
feel
should
like
be in
they
everything.
did, but I'm not quite sure. I didn't see his name.
Yeah.
In the thing.
Oh, that's good. Ben Yannick
Sorry.
asks, he has a question. He asks, do you have to use the bathroom in the game?
I haven't.
But you can?
I mean, I haven't tried.
Or-
I know
oh,
you
okay.
can sit on a toilet, but I've never sat on one.
And Joseph
You-
Tao
you
says,
step up.
he says that the game unfortunately has an achievement for not killing someone throughout the entire game.
I love
Uh,
those achievements. I love
yeah.
going for the no-kill runs.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good it's a good game. It's well worth playing. You can overeat. I did the mistake of jumping down a small cliff and I rolled an ankle. So
Oh, that's great!
That's- Sounds exactly like what I would do in real life.
That was my day today. Overate, rolled my ankle.
Oh, one of the first things you do is you're running away from the town that's getting razed. And I have no idea what happens if you don't do this, but there's this girl and she's being set upon by three bad guy knights, and it's like one of the objective clicks in and it's like save this girl, and you're like played Oblivion, played Skyrim, I played The Witcher. Shing, pull the sword. I got this.
And
I
then you
walk up-
fall backwards.
I walk up and I grab the guy on the shoulder and I'm like, hey, get your damn hands off her. And they killed me in about 5 seconds. Over and over and over and over again. I couldn't win at all. I died all the time. So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run past them. I'm going to get on a horse and then ride near them.
Yeah.
So I got on a horse and I rode near them. And then they're like, get him! So they started chasing me. And they left her alone. So I was like, that's what you should have done. You can't fight 3 knights. Who was I to think that a blacksmith's son with no combat training whatsoever could fight 3 knights?
That's cool.
Yeah. It's cool. You would I definitely suggest trying it. So that's basically what I've been playing.
Thunder.
I think
What about you, Vendor?
I think what I liked about that game is that it resembled Game of Thrones for me. Had a very Game of Thrones feel.
Yeah, it does. It really
Yeah.
does. But by the way, the game is like based in real events. Like,
Well, that's what I was
really
going to
yeah.
say. Yeah, and it's to scale too, is it not?
it might be. It's big. I don't know.
I remember that was one of the features of the trailer and the release or the announcement was that the world map is to scale. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
That's crazy.
Um, I've
love
been playing a lot of games. I've been trying to fit in a lot of stuff in between defending the thesis and starting my new program. So I've been playing Euro Truck Simulator, which is still a lot of fun. Best game to stream ever. It's just so easy to just stream it and chill and talk with everyone. Um, I've downloaded a few new mods. So I downloaded the it's a bus mod, so you can drive like a coach bus. And I was all excited because I thought like, oh man, I can pick up people and like take them to their next destination and stuff. But really, it's just this bus, and all you can do is drive it, and that's it. So that was kind of saddening. I hope that somebody creates a really awesome mod for that, or I could just buy Bus Simulator 18, and that'll be it. But yeah, ETS is good. I just making all the monies, trying to level up my character. And I bought a new garage in Berlin, and I bought myself 2 new trailers, so now I can haul my own stuffs. And that's pretty much all I've been doing in that. We had a little bit of an oops in Ark. The Conquering the Seas mod has went kaput. It actually has been permanently removed from Steam. And is no longer available in the Steam Workshop, which meant that it was no longer available on the Ark server, which meant that all of our boats, all of the pieces with the Conquering the Seas mod, including my entire dock,
Oh,
was
ouch.
gone when I logged in.
Oh.
And it was actually quite funny because I have running lights all along the dock, so you can see at night when you're walking, and all the lights were just floating.
Oh,
And everything was just floating in midair, like the dock had just been just ripped right out from underneath.
that's
Um,
terrible.
yeah, it sucks, but we've been pretty spoiled with that mod, I would say,
Yeah.
because the speedboats, like you can get to the other side of the map in like 2 seconds.
Boats.
No more airships, no more sea-doos.
Oh,
I
no.
know.
Miss your airship.
So that is a little disheartening. I did manage to rebuild my dock, which was nice. I ended up using dock pieces from Echo's stable mod. So finally put that mod to use on my own base. And it looks pretty good. It looks very like Sea of Thieves, kind of like the docks in Sea of Thieves. So it looks more like a dock than anything else. So I'm not too upset about it. I think Jess kind of liked that it happened because it gave her an opportunity to like rebuild and redesign her base, which was pretty awesome.
I'm glad that I got rid of my boat house thing.
Oh my god, I'm
Oh,
so happy
wow.
that you got rid of that because you would have
Uh,
been so pissed.
I would have been sunk.
Yeah, yeah. So there's that. I was thinking in order to sort of mitigate the losses, of course, you know, the admins provide all the resources that are lost, that people have lost. But also, we were thinking of putting teleportation pads at each of the obelisks on the map.
Hmm.
We haven't unlocked tech yet, so giving everybody a teleportation pad at their own base is not really feasible, and it's a little bit unfair, especially for the people who are just starting out. And you have to have a tech generator, and it has to be powered with element and all this stuff. So what I was thinking of doing is putting a teleportation pads at each of the obelisks and making them publicly available. So if you wanted to travel to the highlands, way the heck at the top of the map, you could go to the nearest obelisk and then travel to the next obelisk that's the closest and then continue on your journey. So it kind of cuts down on the time a little bit, but it's nowhere near what we had with the Conquering the Seas mod. But yeah, so that's Ark. Got my dock rebuilt. Hoping to play some of that tomorrow morning. Archin, if you're listening, and Rick, if you're not busy.
I should be available.
And yeah, Jess, I think, is going to try and get on too. She's dog sitting this weekend, so she said she's going to try, but she doesn't know for sure. The No Man's Sky. I've been playing a lot of No Man's Sky, trying to do the main thing, the Awakenings, and get the Atlas Pass and all that jazz. I found a planet that I'm happy with, but after watching a bunch of people on Twitch play No Man's Sky, I'm no longer happy with my planet, and I now want to find another one. Because I'm like, I can have that. Look at that. That's so nice. So, yeah, it's a nice planet. We just have these like uh, boiling hot rainstorms where the temperatures get up to like 180 degrees. So it's a little
So like
spicy.
it rains soup, basically.
Yeah, it's basically like yeah. So it's a really nice island though, and it's like beautiful. I'm like on this like beach part with these palm trees, and then you look up in the night sky and you see the rings from the planet, just like jutting across the sky, and there's like this beautiful lake, and it's just this serene, very relaxing thing. So yeah, I'm hoping to get back to some No Man's Sky this weekend. Definitely gonna play a lot of that. Um, and then to finish off, I played some GTA with Shalene and Jess, which was a lot of fun. I think I mentioned this on the last episode of Gamestack. Jess and I did a treasure hunt. So we had to drive. Actually, we took the helicopter that she has because she's so rich and bougie.
She has a helicopter?
Yeah, she has her own helicopter
That's so cool.
at her office downtown. Yeah, you got to go to the roof.
She has a downtown office?
Wild. It's wild.
I want Jess to adopt me.
We did this treasure hunt where we flew around the map, and I didn't actually activate the treasure hunt, so we were really just following her clues. But we flew around the map. We found all these clues. We had to find all these like bodies and stuff, and it was really weird. And in the end, she ended up getting this like gold revolver that was actually from Red Dead Redemption 2.
That's great.
Yeah, so she now has this gold revolver, which is super awesome. And then of course we had fun at the casino. You have to spin the wheel every time you get into the casino, to see if you win some stuff. I got clothes each time. It's like the last thing I want to win. Ugh. But I did pretty good on the slots last night. I won 1,600 chips.
Nice.
Yeah, 1,600 chips on the slots. Spent it all, of course, but yeah. And then, of course, we checked out your penthouse suite, and that would be my segue into your gameplay.
Indeed, we did check out my Twitch Prime penthouse suite at the top of the casino in Grand Theft Auto Online. It was really fun. I bought a pretty dress, a nice pink party dress.
It's gorgeous.
It's like a strapless dress, and I was really, really bothered by the fact that my character's skin looks really, really dry.
Yeah.
It just looks so dry. Her back and shoulders.
The lotion on its skin.
Rick, I hate you.
No.
I love you, but I hate you. And
Stop. This is not the episode for that.
I'm gonna boot you from the Zoom call. I'm gonna boot you from the Zoom call.
I'm turning this ship around, vendor. Oh wait, I can't. The mod's gone.
Ah.
Oh, jeez, you guys. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We went in my penthouse, hung out. It was great. I won a car the other day. I think we talked about that last time.
Yeah.
This time I just won like some experience points. It was great.
Her apartment's really nice though. She's got like booze everywhere.
Yeah.
Which is
I could go for
awesome.
some booze.
So when I walked in, I just like took 2 shots of whiskey. Then I moved over to the next table and drank some wine. So that was fun.
It's really funny. My character like walks like a dude in combat fatigues while she's wearing a party dress with Louboutins. It's terrible.
Yep.
Like
It's pretty
she
funny.
walks in this crazy way, and like they did not when they decided to give you pretty dresses as an option for attire, they did not think about the difference in the physics that they needed to make. And like, guys, it was there were some awkward moments. I was glad it was just me and Vendor there.
So you guys seen the picture that Shalene had posted on Twitter about us laying down on the bed? Well, the dress was a little starchy.
Yeah, it took a while for me to get a picture that was safe for work to be posted. So we finally did get there, and it was a fun time.
Do we want to tell them about the terrible like mission that we did?
Of course we do. Oh my gosh, it was so bad.
It was so bad.
We're like, oh, let's go to Lamar Lamar's house and see what Lamar has for us. So I drive us to Lamar's house, which was the worst idea ever to let me drive. Like, you guys know this. I should never be allowed to drive.
Let's just say we were going the wrong way down the freeway to get to the right exit ramp.
Why are all these idiots going the wrong way down the road? But we got there. We got to Lamar's house, and Lamar gives us this mission. He's like, okay, you guys are going to dress up as the Yellow Gang, and you guys, and there was another team of real people, you
Just
guys
randomly.
are going to dress up as the Purple Gang. And then you're going to go to the rival gang's territory, kill their gang members, and it'll start like a gang war, right? And we didn't have any bullets in our guns, like no bullets at all.
We did not think this through.
We did not
That
think
sounds
this through.
completely normal.
There were no
Yep.
bullets, and we got there, and I was trying to shoot them, and my character was just flipping them off, just throwing the bird out the window. And I'm sure that really bothered their self-esteem, but it did not kill them. And so Vendor was like, I'm just going to hit him. So he's like, ramming speed! And he runs them down in the lowrider, and I jump out and get their bullets, and it was such a disaster.
All my friends is a low rider. I only wish that was playing.
Yeah.
I was thinking about pulling it up.
Yeah.
We died an ignominious death. It was terrible. But we had a lovely time. It was really fun.
Yeah, we ended up actually failing that mission, but we still got $3,800 each.
I was a fan
So,
of it.
no complaints there. Yeah, that was a good time. I'm hoping that we can get back in and actually do some heists and have some fun.
Me
Like when
too.
we were driving around with Jess and shooting all those guys. That was great.
That was great. That was
Yeah.
great. You know what I also want to do, though, is just go in and, like, go play a round of golf.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
play
we
some
forgot to do that.
tennis.
I didn't even think about that last night.
Maybe hit the shops, you know,
Yeah.
pick up some
Do a
new,
tennis
some new
match.
clothes. Yeah,
Mhm.
it'd be great.
Go paragliding? You can go paragliding, by the
Ooh.
way. Mhm.
That sounds like great fun. Maybe we
Yeah.
could go catch a movie or something. Go to the comedy club.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
That'll be fun. But in addition to some GTA with Vendor, I also played some Division 2 with Rick. We've been working our way through the story, and it's been a lot of fun. Yes, Rick made us a little clan emblem with a little flag, a little unicorn flag. It was precious.
Pink unicorn.
Yeah, pink unicorn. That made my day. And so now we have a little pink unicorn flag in the White
Aw,
House,
that's
as
so
we should. And we're having a great time. I'm just sniping my way around, and Rick's carrying the team, and I carry some hats, and it's a good time. So we've been enjoying that. Hopefully we can play some more, maybe this weekend sometime. We've
Yeah.
streamed that
Yeah.
as well.
It's a long weekend, so.
Yeah, we've streamed that as well. We did like a 3.5 hour Division stream the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
yeah, I watched
posted
some
on.
of that.
Yeah,
While I was up at 4 Miles, we sat there and watched a little bit of it.
we had
It was
we
like
had a
Die
grand
Hard.
time. Yeah, Rick was really really upset because one of the missions was in a museum, and I had to read all the placards in the museum.
Yeah, you told us about this in the last episode.
Well, this was again.
It was a different museum. This was the
Oh,
Air
were
and
all the
Space
placards
Museum.
the same like they were in the other one?
Some of them were. Some of them were.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the rooms I shot out all the lights so she couldn't read.
I was so mad at you. This is
You're
why
such
we
a
can't
boob.
have nice
well, the
things.
silent pistol, I'm like.
And like I was trying to take pictures because we were in a museum, so I wanted to take vacation photos, right? So there's a photo mode in Division 2. I'm like, okay, Rick, let's pose for a picture by the lunar lander. And I look up and all the lights are gone. I'm like, thanks, Rick, thanks. There goes my lunar lander photo.
Yeah.
But we had fun. I've been playing a lot of games, and I apologize if this goes a bit long. I'll try and keep it short. But I wanted to talk about some of the things I've been playing because, for once, I'm actually playing stuff that's new instead of stuff from like 2007.
All right.
So I checked out Gears Pop, the new Gears of War Funko Pop mobile game. Rick is already shaking his head in disdain. But I will shamelessly admit that I installed this game because I heard it had 1,000 achievement points, and
Okay.
that was all it took. That was all it took for me to install Gears Pop, and it's actually pretty fun. It basically plays like a card battle game, And, I've played some Hearthstone in the past, some Elder Scrolls Legends. I played a little bit of the Fable card battle game when it was a thing. And I like card battle games. They're fun. And that's basically what Gears Pop plays like.
Okay.
You have these little medallions, and it's kind of like Pogs, I guess. And you put your Pogs down, and they turn into the Funko Pop version of the character. I have a Coltrane. I have a Marcus Phoenix. I have a couple of Locust characters, one of the Carmines. And you put them down, and they serve different functions. Like, for example, Marcus takes cover, and as he captures cover, you can put your Pogs down further and further down the line. I'm aging myself here. Like, nobody in our audience knows what Pogs are.
Pogs?
Yeah.
I have a whole binder full of
Loved
Pogs.
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 I still have my Pogs, by the way.
I don't have my Pogs.
I have this one metal Pog, and it's a hologram.
Nice.
It's so cool.
Nice.
I always wanted the metal saw blade Pogs.
Yeah.
But my mom thought they were evil for some reason.
Yeah. That's odd. But
It had a skull on it, Rick.
But
Evil.
yeah. So Gears Pop. You put down your little things, and as Marcus or whatever character captures cover points, then you can put your tank characters further forward, like Coltrane is a bit of a tank, and you can start him closer to the enemy, so he has more opportunities to strike hits at the enemy before he gets killed. So
Nice.
it's actually really fun. I'm hearing a lot of complaints online that the game is very pay to win. I haven't felt that way personally. That may just be because I don't play for hours at a time. I just play a match or two and then I'm done.
Yeah.
The game is real cute, and the character creator, in which you create a Funko Pop version of yourself, the character creator has a little short curly hairstyle. And I was really
Aw.
excited about that. And I was like, come on, game developers. If the Funko Pop mobile game has curly hair, you can have curly hair. It's not that hard.
She's whacking with the fan. Could you imagine if you were able to buy the Funko Pop doll that you created?
Oh, I could have a little Shalene Funko Pop. That would be so
Revenue
cute.
streams.
I would really love it if we could 3D print like Funko Pops of ourselves
My
and then we can
wife,
sell them
and like merch
in
them
our
out.
merch store.
Yeah.
my wife just got a 3D printer.
Hey.
What?
Hey, make it happen,
Let's
Rick.
do
She
it.
printed a working Pokeball.
That is so
Wow,
cool.
that's cool.
Your
Yeah,
wife
she also
is
here. Let's see if
cool.
you can see this. She printed me this.
Is that a little radio?
It is a wee little radio.
Oh, it's
so
so little and
cute.
She's making-
Aw,
She's making another one that the front will glow in the dark and the back will be black.
That's
That's
really
cool.
cute, Rick.
If
got a
we
little
3D
rocket
printed
stars.
Funko Pop figurines of ourselves, is that like infringement?
Yes, it
Probably.
is. Yes, it is.
So we're gonna have to design our own. Then.
We'll have to design our own
Yes.
little.
But
We'll
there's
call
a-
them
there's
Schmucko
some-
Schmops.
There's this
We're gonna
software
get
out there where you
Clean
can
straight
like
hair.
you take a picture of like the front and the back, and then it like 3D prints you, like a
Mhm.
miniature you. So
Yeah.
everybody could like carry us around in their pocket.
I
That's
feel uncomfortable
disturbing.
now.
Okay, they can put us on the dash of their cars. It's
That's better.
fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
I
talk.
don't want to be next to anyone's anything.
Ah.
Let's talk about Telling Lies, the next game on my list. And full disclosure,
total lie.
Annapurna Interactive sent me an early review code for this game.
Schwa?
I would have purchased this game, though, if they hadn't sent it to me. So I would have bought it. I was interested in it. But this game is the follow-up to Sam Barlow's Her Story, which is a game that I really liked. And Telling Lies, like Her Story, is one of those games that sort of pushes the definition of game. It's definitely a piece of interactive media, but it's unlike basically every other game out there. It's a full motion video game, so you've got actual video of actors. And your screen, when you boot up the game, it just looks like a laptop screen. You've got a desktop, you've got your toolbar, you've got shortcuts, etc., etc. You can play solitaire, which I thought was a cute touch. You can play solitaire within the Telling Lies screen. You can see the battery indicator on your laptop. It
Yeah.
charges up as time passes. You can see the time pass in the little clock up in the corner, and it passes in real time. And like her story, it starts you out with a video. You watch
Okay.
the video, and you use that to parse out keywords to search for in the database. And so say you're watching the first video and the person says something about Philadelphia. So then you can know, okay, I'm going to search for more information about Philadelphia. Or one of the characters is named Karen. So I'm going to search for more information about Karen. And it brings up the top 5 results in the database. And you find further searches by watching those videos, further searches by watching that, etc., etc. And something that sets Telling Lies apart from her story is that the investigator who is searching is also a character in the game. You can see her reflection in the screen of the laptop, never quite letting you forget that she's there. You never really feel like it's you. You always know it's her because you can see an outline of her. You can see her tilt her head watching the screen. You can hear background noises from the neighboring apartments. You can hear the traffic. And there are occasional interruptions reminding you that she's a person in a living space,
Huh.
Telling Lies is a really compelling story. I've been playing for about 5 hours, and I have pages and pages of notes, you guys. These are my notes from Telling Lies.
I love that you take notes.
Yeah. Pages and pages of notes.
I feel like the time trial version of this game would be like, you're in a Starbucks. You have 1 cup of coffee. Go.
Exactly. There are several characters who have layers and layers of stories and interactions with one another, and I don't want to spoil the story. This game is better if you go in not knowing much about the story itself, but the relationships between these people are interesting and frequently unexpected. I highly recommend the game. I ran across something that looked a bit like an ending fairly early on, and I can't wait to see the path that got these people to this point. And all of the actors are fantastic. Every little expression and nuance is loaded with meaning. I don't know, have you guys seen Westworld?
Yes.
Clementine from
No.
Westworld is one of the characters. Yeah.
Can you remind me who that is?
she's
again?
like-
She's my darling.
That's...
What?
That's a good one. Clementine is one of the prostitutes from the brothel. She's like the...
Oh, is it the black chick?
No, she's like the second one that you would think of.
She's a chick with a hair?
She is
Okay.
the one with the hair. She has the long, dark hair, very pale skin.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about now.
Mm.
Okay.
And my biggest complaint with the game is that rewinding and fast forwarding the videos takes forever. You can only see one side of a conversation at the time. It's like you're watching a webcam.
Yeah.
So sometimes the person that you're watching is listening to someone else for minutes at a time.
Oh.
So you can sit there and watch somebody like nod and watch, or you can scan it forward, but it doesn't scan fast enough. It takes forever to get to the next part of dialogue. There are themes beneath themes. The details in the environment are incredible. One of the characters, it's actually Clementine, is like a sex cam worker, and I could tell that she had a ring light as part of her setup, like a round bright light, like beauty YouTubers use.
Uh-huh.
Because I could see that light reflected in her eyes. And then later on, I saw more of her room. I saw her room from farther back, and there was the ring light, and I felt like that was a nice touch. Another character, I was able to learn his name because of the diploma hanging on the wall in his office,
Oh.
And there is a bit of suspension of disbelief for me, though, just to accept that all of these people are willing to do FaceTime calls. Like, I never will do a FaceTime call.
I know, right? It's so...
What?
FaceTime feels like it should be so mainstream, but people don't do it because they don't want to be on camera.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm
That, it's
ugly
awful.
today. Like, yeah. But
You
anyways,
look like Max Headroom from Back to the Future every time on one of those camera calls.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Telling Lies. Well, I'm still playing it. I haven't gotten to the end yet, and I recommend it. And thank you to Annapurna for sending me that early copy of the game. I also played West of Loathing, and this one is another gem. Oh gosh, guys, West of Loathing. I had a really hard day earlier this week, and I thought, you know what? I think it would feel a little better if I did a stream.
Yeah.
And I like to stream things that are brand new, that I know nothing about, and discover them, on air. I think that's a fun thing to do. So I was just poking through Game Pass for PC, and I found West of Loathing, and it's so good, you guys. It's a black and white stick figure Western game, but it's also an incredibly deep RPG experience. Like, you guys are laughing, but it really is.
Well, I'm laughing because I was watching and I remember like looking at your horse, and the ankles on the horse are just like they're just like these huge like bulbs. And the horse is like so derpy. He's just
it's
like
drawn so badly, but that's part of the charm.
oh, that it is part of the charm.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah.
It's turn-based combat. I actually I thought my mom would love this game, so I installed it on her Switch for her.
Okay.
And I was like, Mom, check this game out. And she's never played a turn-based game before. And she's like, what? I just have to sit here while they hit me? It's like, yes, Mom. That's exactly what you have to do.
I like it.
It was funny.
Where's
But
my
it has
football?
turn-based combat. The humor is so good. The writing is so clever. And your choices seem to really, really affect the story.
Yeah.
Based on what you find exploring and your dialogue choices, it all really affects how the story goes. I love it. I absolutely want to stream the rest of this game. So,
Oh yeah, you should.
yeah.
I kind of want to check it out now.
You should. It's really good. It's on Game Pass for PC. So there you go. There's
No
no
reason not to.
excuses. Yeah, downloads in like 12 seconds, and because it's just stick figures, it looks like a game of Hangman.
In on your internet, it downloads in 12 seconds.
I think it would
I-
download in about 12
like-
seconds on anyone's internet. It's like the size of a Word doc.
That's great.
It really is.
There's
great.
no color. There's no depth. There's no.
nothing.
Yeah.
But it's so good. It's so good, you guys. And I did post the archive of the stream on the YouTube channel if you'd like to catch up on the first episode. I
Okay.
do plan to stream the rest of the game. And I have to do like over-the-top cowboy voices when I'm reading all the dialogue. It's the law. It's the law that we have to do over-the-top cowboy voices. So prepare yourselves for
It's
that.
all going to turn out like Slim Pickens. Like, what in the wide, wide world of sports is going on?
Basically, yes. That's basically it. Yes. So that's West of Loathing. Highly recommend. And that's my gameplay. Sorry it went so long, but I had some great things that I wanted to
that's
share
awesome.
with you guys.
No, it's all right. Sounds like you had a great time. Very busy. Did you
Indeed.
get any work done?
No, none at all.
Yeah. Okay.
It was actually a real struggle just to get the show notes done before the show. So, but we got there. We got there, and we've done it. That's a show. We do have one listener email. Would one of you gentlemen like to read the email? Maybe
I can take it.
Rick?
yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, because my mouse just died, so I gotta plug that in.
Aw, how old was he?
Oh, don't talk to me about that. I caught a mouse today. Well,
Rick,
let's
why
say.
don't you read
let's-
this email? I can't bear any more sadness.
Hi all, I have a question for the three of you. Is about low spec gaming. I have a decent gaming desktop, and I really enjoy running high-end titles like Fallout 4/76. That's a new one. Skyrim, and recently No Man's Sky. But I also keep Steam installed on the laptop that I use for school and work stuff, as you do. I keep some lower-end games on it specifically for when I'm traveling to conferences or whatnot. My laptop is nothing impressive from a gaming standpoint, but there are still some enjoyable games out there that work well on it. Faster Than Light and Democracy 3 are some of my favorites. I'm wondering what your favorites are for games with lower hardware requirements. My potato of a laptop is a MacBook, so Mac-compatible games get bonus points. Thanks for putting on 2 wonderful shows. Zach, 4Valve on Discord and 4Valve on Twitter.
Well,
I don't know if I play any low.
This is my
Oh,
specialty.
jeez. Yeah, apparently so.
because I have a
The
Mac.
pixel in the dot is what. No, what's up?
Well, I have a MacBook Pro that I use for school and work,
Look at
and I
you.
do play games on it. Very seldom though, because
I've got Snake.
it still is pretty garbage. Macs are not built for it. But what I find works really well is a lot of the isometric games and the 2D side scrollers. Tesla Grad runs really well. And also the Sega Mega Drive, the Genesis Classics, those run really well. I have on occasion, what do they call it? Screen mirroring? No,
Oh
VPN
yeah.
through Steam.
VirtualBox.
Emulating or what is
Yeah,
that called?
I've played Ark on my MacBook through my PC using Steam. If I like, because I wanted
Steam
to like
Link?
sit on the couch and just like chill, but play Ark through my laptop. So I've been able to do that. But you have to be home for that. So, but yeah, I would check out a lot of the side scrollers. Tesla Grad, Thimbleweed Park. I don't know if you'd be able to play Ghosts of a Tale, but I recommend that one as well.
What's that banana game? That's
My friend Pedro?
yes.
Rick, you should play that and give us a full report.
I really want to play it. Someone buy it for me. I don't have any money.
My friend Pedro.
My record lathe has sucked my bank account dry.
Yeah. Let me see now.
I would like, I have a little answer. I played a game called The Beginner's Guide. I have a Surface Pro for work. And last year at Municipal Clerk Academy, I played The Beginner's Guide on my Surface Pro. That is a game from the creator of, what's it called? The Stanley Parable.
Okay.
And it was really good. I really highly recommend that. And it worked fine on a Surface Pro. And it's not even it was like a mid to low range Surface Pro because I didn't want to spend a lot of money on it. I've also played the Fallout ISOs on there, Fallout 1 and Fallout 2. I usually carry a DS or a Switch when I go to a conference or work travel. But now and again, I will kill time on the work machine with Microsoft baked-in things like Solitaire or Mahjong. And I bet you could run West of Loathing on a potato.
The other thing, sorry, Rick, I just wanted to mention, if you've got an iPad, Ark plays really well on the iPad, the mobile version of Ark.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Really?
yeah, it's amazing.
Weird.
It's almost as good as the PC version.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can find Mac ports of the pinball game from Windows, but that would be fun.
That was so good. I love that
That's
game.
great. The if you can find a port of the Mouse and Cheese game from Windows, that's another one.
Somebody in
Remember
the
that one?
Discord was talking about Ski Free.
And then
loved
that's the
Ski
other one I was
Free.
going to say. Ski Free would be the other one that I would suggest if you can find a port of it. But,
You know what I wish we could play together?
Ski Free?
No, Mario
I'm the
Kart.
snowman.
I wish we could play Mario Kart together. That would be so
Well, we
fun.
can
me and
when the
Shalene can
mobile
play
game
it.
comes out.
What's that?
We can when the mobile game comes out, right?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
But
not
it's a
wrong there.
mobile game. It's probably going to be rife with microtransactions.
But yes, Rick and I are going to go play Mario Kart while you sit there and watch, sadly, from outside the window with your hands pressed against the glass. Because this is the end of the podcast, unless anybody has any further announcements for any further answers for Zach. Okay, thanks for writing in, Zach. And we do have a few plugs before we leave. Watch that Fallout show next week. We'll have a new episode of that. And of course, our Division and West of Loathing stream archives are posted on the YouTube if you want to see those. There's a new episode of Dames Who Game out on the Dames Who Game podcast feed, so you can find that wherever fine podcasts are given away. I'm pretty proud of that show. And Vendor is doing streams on his personal channel, twitch.tv/Vendortron. I highly encourage you to check them out. It's a very chill and personable experience.
Thanks.
Yeah. You can email us just like Zach did at info@wejustlovegames.com. info@wejustlovegames.com. I hope you do send us emails. That's one of my favorite segments of the show. Find us on Twitter @WeJustLoveGames. I'm Shalene L. Rick is Rick McVick, and Vendortron is Vendortron N. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/WeJustLoveGames and join our group at facebook.com/groups/WeJustLoveGames. Of course, our Discord is the most active social media platform for all of us, and you should absolutely join it and hang out with our delightful community there. You can find a link here on our Twitch page or send any of us a message and we'll send you a link. On another social media platform, we record the show live at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/WeJustLoveGames. We're on YouTube, iTunes, and Stitcher Radio, Please like, subscribe, and review on all of these platforms. That helps the show grow. And thanks for listening. Thank you guys. This was a hard episode to do. And thank you for sticking with us and bearing with us through this difficult episode of Gamestack. You know, it was a little different than what we usually do. And I appreciate you guys sticking with us for that. Does anybody have a last word?
I do. I've had a perfectly wonderful evening, but this wasn't it.